Good morning from the Aegean Sea. Beautiful, beautiful morning. Probably already in the low 80s. The breeze feels so good. It was so hot yesterday. I'm thinking I've got about 12 knots of wind out here. Doing almost 5 knots with 2 sails up. Full main and full jib. Haven't put the staysail out yet, just haven't seen the need to. So heading over to Kos. I've already spent one night anchored off the coast there, but I've never actually been on land. So I'm going to try to get into the marina today and spend a couple of days discovering what Greece is like. I went back to Turkey and spent a little bit of time there, and I'm ready for something new. Moving along pretty good. Enjoying the morning, beautiful sunshine, beautiful water, and good to be out. Spent 2 nights in a bay by Bitez, Turkey. Attended an international meeting, met some folks living in Turkey from a number of different countries, and now I'm heading back to Greece, coast Greece, on a sunrise sail. Doing pretty good. I was averaging about 3.5 to 4 knots, and then I hit this gap over here and got a lot more wind and pushed it on up to 6 knots, and now I'm doing about 5.5. So saying goodbye to the Turkish coast for a while. I have anchored off the coast of my first Greek island. It is named Kos, K-O-S. I'm preparing to head ashore. This is my dry bag that will keep everything dry and keep me from damaging any of my electronics, my iPad, my iPhone, and that. I am going to do a little non-traditional in that I don't have a dinghy. I don't have a Zodiac or an inflatable, so I'm going to be using my kayak. And then that's a seawall where people are tying up their dinghies. So I'm going to tie up my kayak, and I actually am bringing a bike lock and hoping that everything stays where I put it. So, because if not, I'll be swimming back out here, and that'll be a little bit ugly. So anyway, here we are, pretty exciting. First day making landfall in Greece. Find myself in a quiet anchorage off the southern coast of Tilos, Greece. Some more of this beautiful turquoise blue water. Already been swimming and explored a little beach in the corner of the anchorage here. Now I'm trying to control my hammock without it throwing me into the water. Not much of a sail here. Unfortunately, the wind died and I ended up having to motor most of the way. But it's very peaceful. Nice to not be surrounded by boats. Greek island of Tilos. From the top of the mountain, we're looking San Antonius. It has a ruins of an ancient castle. Entire civilization up here. The walls. Some houses left. Some shells of houses. Absolutely spectacular. Looking over at Nisyros. Currently about halfway in between the island of Tilos, which I spent the last week on, and the island of Nisyros, which I spent the previous 2 weeks on. Heading back to Nisyros to put my boat in the little marina there in Pali. I am motoring because the wind is contrary. It's blowing right at me. It's supposed to get really bad this afternoon, so I left at sunrise. About halfway there, making good time. Spent a couple of days in a little secluded harbor and got the bottom cleaned on the boat, so she's performing well. I'm getting over 6 knots going into the wind at about 2,000 RPM, so it's good. I'm not doing any sailing right now just because I want to avoid the really heavy wind. Winds right now are probably 10 knots and climbing, starting to get a little white capping out here, and the rollers get pretty ugly between the islands here, so burning some diesel, but oh well, that's the way that it is, sailing solo in the Aegean Sea. And this is the Sailing Vessel Island Girl report. I am going to try to be a little better about taking videos instead of just taking thousands of pictures. So this is Island Girl behind me, of course. Been moored here in Pali on the island of Nisyros for, geez, probably close to a month. Probably more than a month, probably close to 6 weeks. Spent the bulk of my time here in Greece in this beautiful little harbor. You can see all the boats behind me. Most of these boats come and go. There's nobody that really stays here full time that I've seen yet. You can see the bay out here. I've anchored out there before. And right over here is the beach. So I can walk right to the beach. It's fantastic. This area here is all of the restaurants. There's about 6 different restaurants in there. There's a grocery store, a little mini market, and liquor store. Lots of rental places for renting scooters, which I've done several times. Should have videotaped and didn't do it then, but there you are. Wish you were here.